Coming live from the studio, this is All Sports with Gerardo. Thank you for watching another episode of All Sports. This is your host Gerardo, and all I talk is sports. On the show today, I am going to talk about NFL football, Major League Baseball, NBA basketball, and NHL hockey. Before I start the show, I hope you all had a great week. To start off with Major League Baseball, in the Major League Baseball Power Rankings, the current top 10 Major League Baseball teams are the Rays, Dodgers, White Sox, Giants, Padres, Astros, Athletics, Red Sox, Cubs, and Mets. Moving on now to NFL football, the Broncos announced Peyton Manning will be the 35th member of the Broncos Ring of Fame. Peyton Manning will be inducted into the Broncos Ring of Fame on October 31st during the Broncos-Washington game. So Peyton Manning got into the NFL Hall of Fame a few months ago, and now he is getting into the Broncos Ring of Fame. Everyone kind of knew this was going to happen, even though he only played 4 years with the Broncos and the majority of his playing years was with the Colts. Peyton Manning was still able to get his name into the Broncos Ring of Fame. Not only is Manning one of the best quarterbacks to ever play in the NFL, but he was also one of the best players to play for the Broncos. And he also brought a Super Bowl to the Broncos after winning Super Bowl 50. And he played very good football those 4 years. And even the rest of the team did as well. Too bad we didn't win more Super Bowls, but we did win Super Bowl 50 with Peyton Manning, and the 4 years that Peyton Manning got to play with the Broncos were some of the best years, besides from John Elway in Broncos franchise history. That's too bad that Peyton Manning was not able to play more years with the Broncos. But those were definitely some of the best years in franchise history, and those will be years that will never be forgotten. And Peyton Manning had one of the best careers in NFL history at the quarterback position. There was no doubt that he was a first ballot Hall of Famer, and for sure he was going to make it into the Hall of Fame and even into the Broncos Ring of Fame. So congratulations to Peyton Manning on having such a great NFL career. Congratulations to Peyton Manning on also making it into the Hall of Fame as a first ballot Hall of Famer, and for making it in to the Broncos Ring of Fame. After playing 24 seasons, Adam Vinatieri announced he is retiring from the NFL. Adam Vinatieri is the NFL's all-time leading scorer with 2,673 points. He has the most career points in NFL history. He has the most postseason points in NFL history. He has the most career field goals made. He has the most overtime field goals made. He ranks second in all-time games played. He is a 4-time Super Bowl champion and a 3-time Pro Bowler. There's no doubt that Adam Vinatieri is one of the best kickers in NFL history. He will be remembered for how many seasons he played in the NFL, but he's going to be remembered for the games he has won, for the teams he played for, and for those game-winning kicks that he made in the Super Bowls that he won for the team he was playing for. There's no doubt that Adam Vinatieri is one of the best kickers. He will definitely be missed, but he will not be forgotten, especially for winning those Super Bowls on a game-winning field goal, and for all his other game-winning field goals that happened during the regular season and during the postseason. But those Super Bowl ones will never be forgotten. And there's no doubt that Adam Vinatieri will be a first ballot Hall of Famer, and he will definitely make it into the Hall of Fame when he is eligible. So congratulations to Adam Vinatieri on having such a great NFL career at the kicker position. Moving on now to NBA basketball, LaMelo Ball was named the 2020-2021 NBA Rookie of the Year. Kevin Durant moved into 6th on the all-time three-pointers made list in the playoffs. Kevin Durant moved into 8th on the all-time free throws made list in the playoffs. Kevin Durant moved into 11th on the all-time field goals made list in the playoffs. Nikola Jokic moved into 10th on the all-time triple-doubles list in the playoffs. Chris Paul moved into 13th on the all-time assist list in the playoffs. Paul George moved into 17th on the all-time three-pointers made list in the playoffs. Kawhi Leonard moved into 19th on the all-time steals list in the playoffs. Dwight Howard moved into 18th on the all-time rebounds list in the playoffs. Kevin Durant is the only player to record 45 plus points, 15 plus rebounds, and 10 plus assists in a playoff game. The Pelicans fired head coach Stan Van Gundy. Head coach Scott Brooks and the Wizards mutually agreed to part ways. So right now I'm going to update you with the current NBA standings of the playoff picture in the Eastern and Western Conference. To start off in the Eastern Conference, in the second round, we have the 76ers going against the Hawks, and right now the Hawks are leading this series 3-2. And we got the Bucks going against the Nets, and right now this series is tied at 3. In the Western Conference, in the second round, we have the Jazz going against the Clippers, and right now the Clippers are leading this series 3-2. And we had the Nuggets go against the Suns, and the Suns won the series 4-0, and the Suns are moving on to the Western Conference Finals, and they're waiting to see if they're going against the Jazz or the Clippers. It's going to be interesting to see what teams go up against each other in the Eastern and Western Conference, and we can't wait to see what two teams go up against each other in the NBA Finals and what team is potentially going to win the NBA Finals. But we're almost there, but so far the playoffs have been really great to watch in the NBA. So that's the current NBA standings of the playoff picture in the Eastern and Western Conference. Moving on now to NHL hockey. So right now I'm going to update you with the current NHL standings of the playoff picture in the Eastern and Western Conference. So if we take a look at the playoffs, to start off in the Eastern Conference, in the conference finals, we have the Islanders going against the Lightning. And right now the Lightning are leading this series 2-1. In the Western Conference, in the conference finals, we have the Golden Knights going against the Canadiens. And right now this series is tied at 1. So now that we know the matchups in the conference finals, we're going to have to wait and see what teams win in this round and what two teams will go against each other in the Stanley Cup Final, and what team is going to win the Stanley Cup Final. We're going to have to wait and see, but I can't wait to see what two teams go up against each other in the Stanley Cup Final and what team wins the Stanley Cup. We're almost there, and I can't wait to see what happens in the NHL. So that's the current NHL standings of the playoff picture in the Eastern and Western Conference. Moving on now to the show. What to watch for this week in sports: the NBA playoffs, NBA basketball, the Stanley Cup playoffs, NHL hockey, the Rockies, Major League Baseball. Moving on now, on the next show, I will talk about NFL football, Major League Baseball, NBA basketball, and NHL hockey. I hope you all have a great week. Tune in to the next All Sports with Gerardo show next week. I want to say thank you to everybody that listens to All Sports. Subscribe or like my pages on social media at All Sports with Gerardo. Until next time, this is Gerardo.